Yo, what to do, YouTube? It is your boy, Culture Shock. We're back with another video. Today is the time to talk about another AFC rivalry. The Indianapolis Colts versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, this could be going either way, to be honest, because we don't know which Jaguars team we're going to expect, because the one from last week, they can give us some problems. Now, granted that they only scored, 9 points? It still could definitely put up a fight that we do not want to see. Because we got good Carson Wentz on Thursday, and the bad Carson Wentz was the Sunday previous. Which Carson Wentz are we going to get against this Jaguars team? Because they sent a lot of heat on Josh Allen, and Josh Allen was rattled. And that's going to concern me going into this game. Is the pass rush from the Jacksonville Jaguars going to intimidate Carson Wentz to go ahead throw those boneheaded plays that he's used to doing? We all know Carson Wentz is a 50-50 player, but when he's on, and when he struggles, he definitely struggles. But, Carson Wentz is the least of my worries. The real thing is, are we going to feed Jonathan Taylor more than 20 times? That's the goal. The goal is to feed Jonathan Taylor, because the last time we did, he pretty much dismantled the Jaguars. So I think if we feed the football to Jonathan Taylor and use Nyheim Hines as we did on Thursday, hopefully that game plan will be benefiting enough for the Colts to go in and beat Jacksonville, because we desperately need these wins to try to make the wild card, because the playoff contention is just all over the place. We needed so many teams to lose last week, and they wound up winning. It's just questionable at this point. It's just, we don't know. We don't know how we're going to do this. The playoffs it's so far away for the Colts to try to make it. So we got to win out these games. A lot of people got us winning out these games, but just to be honest, these games can go either way. They really can. So we got an offense that's going to put up some points, but the defense is really questionable. So now we got to go up against, I'm pretty sure probably Trevor Lawrence might play going into this game. If he does play, I'm pretty sure I'm a little worried, because he is a mobile quarterback, and bootlegs can definitely be the reason to torch us. So going up against the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence can put those passes on the money, and it can probably be a long day for the Colts. But this is the first meeting, so whichever way it go, I'm pretty sure we might pull it out. I think the offense is probably good enough to go get us this W. The teams that the Jacksonville Jaguars played so far this year, they played the Texans and lost to them. That's a shocker. The Texans put up 37 points. Then they played the Broncos and lost to them. They lost to the Cardinals, no shocker there. They lost a good one to the Bengals. They beat the Jaguars. They lost to the Titans. Sorry, they lost to the Titans. That's the game Derrick Henry went crazy. They beat the Dolphins by 3. Lost to the Seahawks, and they just beat the Bills. So I'm pretty sure they're probably due for another L in the upcoming week by the way that their schedule's looking. Like I said, this is no knock on the Jaguars, but I just think in general, I don't think the Jaguars can go on a win streak. I don't know if they could really pull off this win streak and try to gain momentum towards the end of the year. I'm pretty sure they're going to be in rebuilding mode anyway. If they're in rebuilding mode, the Jaguars are a good team for contention into the future of the NFL. They have a bright future ahead of them. They got a lot of talent. Josh Allen is pretty much probably their best defensive player, in my opinion. They got a nice young offense that's going to be looking really good in these upcoming years. I'm trying to find the injury report for the Jacksonville Jaguars, but it's a hard source to look for because I'm not a Jaguars fan. But hey, hopefully if anybody sees it, they can let me know. This is week 9. This is not week 10. So they didn't update it yet. All right, good. So we don't have to worry about that. But for the Colts have to go out there and stick to the game plan. Like I said, run the football. Now, can Michael Pittman Jr. go off this game? Absolutely. He could. He really could. Potentially. But like I said, the sky's the limit. We don't know how the offense is going to look, because I don't know if it's that consistent enough. I said they have been getting better week by week, but it really is going to rely on the run game if Jonathan Taylor can pull it off. Simple as that. Just feed Jonathan Taylor. He's pretty much going to be the MVP for the Colts this year. Not the MVP of the season, but the MVP of the Colts. He's one of the best running backs in the NFL. Like I said, just run the motor behind him. Everything opens up when you have a very dominant run game. I think that's very apparent, and I think Coach knows that. And I think the Colts know that in general as well, because he's a dog. He's pretty much unstoppable when he gets the high motor. And he's been really having a really good first half, which is a good thing. When you have a running back that's catching momentum in the first half, and then when you keep feeding him, the holes are just gonna open up. And another thing that's shocking is the blocking for the offensive line has been looking really good, which is a beautiful sign for the Colts because that's what we need. We need offensive line protection. Now, granted, it was the Jets last week, but the offensive line has looked really good, and that's what we need for the Colts moving forward. We need a consistent offensive line. So hopefully they can keep that up, and they can go into this week against Jacksonville because Jacksonville is going to send some heat. If they can manage the blocking game, because like I said, I think the blocking ability for the Colts is if they can catch stride through run blocking, I think the pass blocking can benefit a little bit off of that because it's going to keep the defense on edge. They don't know what's going to come next. And the designs from Coach Frank Reich has been going in perfectly with the motioning of the wide receivers. The offense just flows more smoothly than what we've seen in the first half of the season. It was a little rough. But now it looks like the offense is starting to flow. It's a set of pace. It's really smooth and calm. No one's rushing things. People are starting to catch the football. And then you see Carson Wentz is really starting to target the deep ball passes, really starting to get his feet set and starting to throw the football further down the field, which we need. Now, of course, he still has those questionable plays. It's like, Carson Wentz, what are you doing? But I think he's starting to be way more comfortable than he was at the beginning of the year. Like I said, this is benefit to the scheme that we got going on and the protection he's had for the upcoming weeks. Like I said, everybody's been getting better on the offensive side. The defensive side are still making turnovers. Granted, they still make those plays. I am shocked. I'm glad they still make those plays, but it's still not consistent as we want it to be for the defense. Now, earlier this week, Xavier Rhodes is battling an injury. Hopefully, they can fix that and put in Isaiah Rodgers because Xavier Rhodes has not had a good season. Rock Ya-Sin has been pretty solid, but I think if we upgrade Isaiah Rodgers and maybe put a step back on Xavier Rhodes, that can be very pivotal going into this game. Because if Xavier Rhodes is banged up and he's been having a bad year, and he's out there trying to go up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, young core of receivers, we're going to get torched. Simple as that. So I trust Isaiah Rodgers and Rock Ya-Sin over Xavier Rhodes going into this week. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the rest of the season as well because he's just been banged up, man. He's just not healthy this year. It's unfortunate because he's coming off of a very solid season the year before. But this year, he's just not been it. For the safety core, TJ Curry has been in practice, so hopefully he can come back and start over Sendejo because we already know how that story is with him. But hopefully they can figure these things out. I do have the Colts winning by 14 at least, maybe more. They might shock me. They put up, freaking 40 points against the Jets. But I got us getting a 14-point lead. I don't think it'll be a high-scoring one. Like I said, the Jaguars defense has been on fire, so they're probably going to be the pivotal point for them. But I think we can put up 14. I think Jonathan Taylor's going to run us to the victory this week. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section about this game. Who do you think is going to win and why? All these things in the comment section. This is Marcus, and until next time, you've been Culture Sharp.